Alright, now it's the cleanup for the 370Z, but while I'm cleaning up, I figured I'd talk to you all. So, let's see where to begin. I don't know. With cars, I love cars now. I mean, everyone loves having a car, loves being able to go where they want, when they want. That's obviously pretty nice, so yeah, I like it for that. But it seems as though, like, ever since my RX-8, I had a 2005 RX-8, red, 6-speed, If anyone knows anything about RX-8s, then you already know what happened to it. And I still see tons of them around on Craigslist and Marketplace stuff. Be wary of RX-8s or RX-7s, but you don't see RX-7s on there. People like RX-7s. RX-8s are worse versions of RX-7s. And I do mean worse. But, yeah. That thing was awesome. That I'll give it that. Whenever it does run and drive and stuff, the RX-8 will give you tons of smiles per mile. Freaking very, very fun. Very light, rear-wheel drive. Okay, if you want to get technical, I guess you could even say technically, barely it's a mid-engine. It's not. The engine's in the front, but they got the engine set back behind the actual front wheel well. Where the front wheel well is, the bulk of the engine is back behind that. So most of the engine is between the two wheel wells, whatever, within that. So it makes it a lot better for handling, and that's what that thing did very well. And it was quick, definitely peppy. It was up to the point the fastest thing I had. My first car was like a 2001 Hyundai Elantra, 6-speed, wait a minute, what am I saying? 5-speed. So that was cool. I learned how to drive on a stick on my sister's or stepsister, what was it? She had an old Altima, and that was a stick. And she used to take me up to the high school to go learn. And that's good. I mean, heck, that was 2006, 2007? No, 2006. Whenever I was learning how to drive on a stick and stuff, so need to learn soon, learn early. It's definitely fun. It's definitely a lot better. I figured I wouldn't like it because I smoke cigarettes and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm going to need my hand free to do other stuff. I don't need to be shifting all the time, but no. That's just what people say that pretty much, I don't know, get tired of people talking to me like, oh, you need to get a stick, and then they just come up with bullcrap reasons, and that's one of them. Oh, I gotta need my hand free to do stuff. Yeah, okay. You have your hand free on a stick. It just makes the drive and it makes it so much more enjoyable. You can ask my girlfriend. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess some girls are like us, some aren't. But yeah, just gets mad even about me having to go drive so much, whatever. Like, just thinks it's suspicious. But really, it's not. I'm not doing it. I just love driving. I love my car. Like, I made sure to pick out one that I wanted. Because I had that RX-8 and I was happy with it. I bought it for $3,500. Had 77,000 miles. It's a 6-speed, manual. So you would think if the transmission goes out, it's not bad. Manual. I mean, fix that for about $1,000. Get a new clutch plate and stuff. Not bad at all. And heck, it had 77,000 miles, 6-speed, $3,500, and it was like right up by where my dad lived, and he had $1,000 of the money, and I had like two, and so I paid $3,500. So dad gave me another $500. But this was back in the day, so yeah, it was up by his house even and stuff, so it wasn't far for him to drive, and we drove out there and test drove it. And oh man, it seemed really nice. You gotta watch out for these scams though. I got scammed on it. What happened was, went up there to go get it, and the problem was the apex seals. So anytime it would have hot starting issues. If you start the car and drove it or whatever, it'd be fine until you turn the car off. Once you turn the car off, then it wouldn't turn back on unless you waited about an hour or you figured out some other way. I ended up figuring out a way. I had to pop the clutch. That's when I would have to park on a hill and then push the car, get it rolling, run back, jump inside the car, throw it in second real quick, and then pop the clutch, and then we'll and it'll start. It was crazy because the starter, I would turn the key and just go and that's it. And the starter, turns the engine so much faster than if you push the car manually and got it to start by popping the clutch. The starter is meant to turn the engine so much faster, so It made no sense to my dad at all why I could push start it every single time and start right up, but I couldn't, you know, start it with the starter. I don't know. It made no sense to me either. That's why I ended up changing the starters, spark plugs, wires, coils, coil packs. I mean, anything I could think of to do with the starting, I changed. And no, it was just the apex seal. What every rotary engine person, their owners, their worst fear. That's what it was. I was just hoping I would take care of everything else just to make sure that's what it was and it wasn't something else. Fortunately, it was that, though. On that RX-8. So, yeah, that thing blew. The day I got it or whatever, like I said, I got scammed. People I went and bought it from, it was up in LaGrange, Kentucky. Went up there. After I got there, it was this guy standing there or whatever, and I was like, oh, hey, yeah, we're interested in this car. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, you can take it for a test drive if you want. He said, it's my buddy's car. It's not mine. I'm selling it for a buddy. I said, oh, okay. That's weird. All right, then, whatever, you know. I mean, it's not... I've seen it before. Like, this car right here I bought, and the dude, he had a business partner, so... Technically, I mean, the car was in his name and stuff like that. The guy I just got this car from. But he did have a business partner. And he had someone else he needed to talk to. So that kind of happens. This guy was like, oh, yeah, I'm selling it for my friend. It's just right here. But, yeah, here, I'll call him real quick. And so he called him. And he said, yeah, you could take a test drive or whatever. So we were like, oh, sweet. We went and took it out and test drive, me and my dad. Drove it around. Fun. Really fun. I mean, nothing. I mean, my dad's got a CTSV. I mean, that's 550 horsepower. My car right here is like 340 or something like that. I don't know. Depends what the steel and air intakes give to it, and muffler delete if that adds anything. I figured it might have added a little bit to it, maybe 5-6 horsepower. I'd love to get on dyno. The 370Zs come with 336 or 332 horsepower. That's from the factory, so. But yeah, this thing had 230, I think it was. Somewhere around there, 236 or something like that, out of factory, the RX-8. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. We drove it around, we liked it. Whoever Dad was like, oh yeah, you'll like this whole bunch. The interior looked just really nice. It was black and red leather interior, Recaro seats, everything. The outside had some dents and shit in it. The clear coat was coming off, yeah. Outside needed work, but it was a $3,500 car that has 77,000 miles. And it was a 6-speed, and it was quick and fast, and with the fastest car I ever owned up to that point. I mean, like, it was a no-brainer right then. That's what, I mean, we're like, duh. Even my dad said, he was like, oh, you know, unfortunately, it's just too bad that it looks like this on the outside, all beat up and stuff. And I said, oh, I don't give a hell about that. I didn't say that, actually. I said some other words, but yeah, I said, I don't care about that. I said, I'm going to be on the inside of it. That's what I care about. And the inside looks great. And it did. So, yeah, that lasted for all of 3 months, because literally, we went and test drove the car, and we liked it. And we came back, whatever, and we told the dude who was selling it for his friend, and we told him, yeah, we like the car, and we like it, you know, we want to get it. Like, is that okay? We go in and buy it, and he said, okay, yeah, let me hit up my friend, whatever. So he called him and told him that we liked it and stuff, and we were interested in purchasing and working out a number. He said, oh, okay, and he said he was on his way. And his buddy, whatever, said that he lived about an hour away, 45 minutes away or so it'll be a while till he gets there. So literally me and Dad just waited around, you know, and just like, this is ridiculous. Like, why would you have a car to sell and then you live an hour away, you know? And it's, people are going to be hitting you up about it, you know, every day. I mean, if you put something on Marketplace, I found on a Marketplace, you get hit up about it quite a lot. Now, I mean, I imagine, you know, maybe not everyone's interested to come see it and stuff, so you don't have to go out there, but still. I was just like, come on, an hour away? Jeez, man. So we sat there and waited an hour. Then this dude finally pulls up or whatever. And they're foreign anyways, which doesn't, I mean, it's just a fact of it, you know. I'm not going to say what race or anything like that. I'm not trying to belittle anybody. I'm just saying they pulled up. Like, one guy didn't speak good English. Like, the owner of the car did not speak good English. The other guy, he spoke better English. So... yeah, he said it was his car, blah, blah, blah. Said, okay, yeah, like, I liked it, where we worked out a price, went down to 35, like I said. So we got it down to 35, whatever, we told him we liked it, and he was all cool with it, and he said he had his own notary. He said we had to go meet the notary down in LaGrange at Kroger or whatever, and I was like, that's fine with me, you know, let's get this done, heck yeah. I ain't got to worry about it then. So yeah, drove down. So okay, mind you, we test drove the car, waited an hour for the dude. We test drove the car, drove around for like 20 minutes, came back, parked it, waited an hour for this dude to get there that owned it. He finally gets there. We say, oh, okay. So now we give him the, well, no, we don't give him the money yet. We get back in the car to go down to Kroger to go meet the notary person. I get in the car, turn it on, starts right up, drive down there to Kroger. I'm happy as can be, you know. I was like, oh my God, I mean, a brand new car. This is awesome. It's a 6-speed. I haven't had a stick in a while. Great, great, great. Driving it over there, get to Kroger. Cool. Everything's cool. Dad's there. There's that dude, whatever. There's notary lady. We go over there to the notary lady. I turn the car off, whatever. Walk over there to the notary. I sign the papers, whatever. He signs the title, whatever. I hand over the money. I sign title. She stamps it, notary. Boom. There you go. All good to go. And I said, oh, heck yeah. So I start walking back to the Mazda RX-8 with my keys and stuff. And the guy, whatever, that owned it, he's following me. And I was like, okay. And I get in the car or whatever, and he comes back and he just says, oh, I just want to see it one last time. I said, oh, okay, whatever, that's fine. So yeah, I jump in the driver's seat or whatever and go to start it. And he's just standing there like holding my door open, you know, just looking in at the car or whatever. And yeah, I press the clutch in and turn the key and it goes, ver, 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 ver. And I stop turning it because I don't want to burn the starter out. And I look at him and he looks at me like I give him a look like, what the heck? And he looks at me like, you know, like that, like literally like, I don't know. That's what he said. I don't know. And I said, are you kidding me? And I did it again. I said, ver, 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 ver. Ver, 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 ver. Would not start. Couldn't get it to start. Asked him what it was. He said, I don't know. It don't do that. Well, obviously it does do that. Well, it turns out, because it ended up starting. Like, I just sat there and waited for about 30 minutes and it ended up starting. And I ended up getting to drive away. Yeah, it did that every single day. He played me. So if you're going to get an RX-8 and they're telling you, like, oh, the dude's an hour away or whatever, do not get it. Just leave immediately. Because they all end up having hot starting issues if they're not taken care of correctly. And that's what will end up happening. Your apex seals will start going. And once they start going, that's it. There is no, like, well, you just squirt this, you know, put this in your gas tank. No. You got to get that replaced, which means you got to take your whole engine out and take it apart and get the seals. And I mean, literally, if you look at a rotary engine stuff, it's not that hard. Now, I'm not talking about putting an engine together, taking it apart. I'm talking about, like, the basics of it. You know, there's not many moving parts. You would think it's not going to be too difficult because, literally, you look at a combustion engine, there's, like, valves, lifters. I mean, so much stuff on a combustion engine. But a rotary engine is so simple. You know, you would think, oh, well, that's going to be so much easier. But there is a reason why there are no other rotary cars on the road. There's a whole reason behind that. First off, gas mileage. Boom. Even if you got a car and work in tip-top shape, that RX-8 was the worst gas mileage I've ever had in my life. I had a Passat. I mean, 4-door Passat. You know, I've had mostly I've had small cars. Driven my dad's work vans before. I've driven this Blazer over here. Driven this Passat right here. But nothing compared to that. Literally, my dad's work van, even my dad's CTS-V gets better gas mileage than RX-8 had. I will tell you, though, that, like I said, the apex seals were going on the RX-8. So, that made it worse, I imagine. Because, yeah, it literally was probably like 12, like 10 and 12, maybe 10 highway or 10 city, 12 highway, maybe 12, 14, and it required premium, and it wouldn't start, so when I go to the gas station, I have to leave it running. I mean, it was such a hassle, and it only lasted 3 months before it just gave up. Apex seal completely blew in it, and it wouldn't start regardless, no matter if I push started it or not, it wouldn't start. So yeah, that was it. I spent $3,500 for 3 months of a car that I had to push start all the time, and I mean, literally, not fun. Not a good time. But like I said, while I was running, though, that RX-8 was super fun. I understand why a rotary is cool. It's kind of like a motorcycle car combo. Like your car redlines at 10,000 RPMs, and your car likes to stay up at 6, 7, 8,000 RPMs. Even the company itself, Mazda, said, oh, in order to keep the RX-8 or the Renesis engine, you know, good and stuff, they recommend you redlining it every day. And recommend you driving it hard. That keeps it cleaned out and stuff because the engine itself squirts oil in it in order to keep it all lubed, and that's the way you do that, is by driving it hard. I wouldn't recommend it though to anyone unless you want a project car and willing to spend money and money and money every year or so to replace this engine. But it's a fun engine. That's my RX-8 spiel. Goodbye.